The Washington State Department of Transportation is modifying a 15-mile section of Interstate 90. And they are going to be putting in some wildlife bridges, overpasses and underpasses to try to connect wildlife populations so that it's easier for them to move across this interstate highway, which is a pretty good barrier for movement of a lot of species. So we have a number of different projects going on with fish, amphibians, reptiles, and small mammals. So for the small mammals, we're focusing on pikas because pikas have very special habitat requirements, and we think that I-90 is probably an especially difficult barrier for them to move across.
We're here at Ketchulus Dam, and the dam snakes around and runs over to that I-90 right there, and you can see a clump of trees on this side of the highway, and that's where the new animal crossing structure is going to be. So along this whole dam, we'll set out traps where we find latrines and hay piles, and then once we catch a pika, we'll go and process it. So we'll have a pit tag reader that will actually read the pika, see if it has a pit tag already inserted from a previous year. And if it does, then we weigh it and we see how it's changed over the year.
We're collecting information to give them recommendations about habitat, how they can best create habitat for pikas. We're doing some trapping to pit tag them and collect genetic samples to see if they might be genetically distinct on either side of the highway, and then this will be baseline information for when their crossing structures go in.
So one of the things we'd like to know is how isolated are the fish populations in streams like this and several other streams along the whole I-90 project. And we're collecting some tissue samples from the fish, just little clips from their fins, to analyze the genetic diversity between streams now, and hopefully later we'll go in and analyze and see how that's changed over time.
All right, fire in the hole.
Use several different methods to gather data about fish. We use backpack electrofishing to sample small streams and actually physically capture the fish. But we also use non-invasive snorkeling with wetsuit and a neoprene hood to get good population counts and spawning surveys.
So part of what makes this project unique is the focus on small vertebrates like frogs, salamanders, lizards, very small mammals. If you were to take the collective weight of all these animals, they may outnumber all the bears, the deer, the cougars combined.
We are collecting data on the change of flow up here to determine how it changes over the season and how this is affecting the frog population and salamander population in the area.
We take characteristics about the habitat around the animal because that's what's so important. That's what makes the animal unique. So it's all about the whole community and how the habitat reflects the health of the community and the health of the individual animals.
So the work that Central's doing is imperative to our project design. What we're hoping to be able to do is take the work that they're looking at in the field prior to us building it, use that information about habitats and climate and species preferences, and combine that with our project design so that when we're done, we have a roadway that takes people across the pass, but also allows wildlife to go through the roadway both north and south of the current location.
Department of Transportation is great at building roads and bridges, and our research hopefully is then helping them with a little bit of the design on how to keep, in this case, the streams fairly natural as they flow under bridges and through culverts, whereas before the idea was just to move water. Now we understand we need to move water, substrate, animals, everything that's in the water.
This I-90 Snoqualmie Pass project is really unique around the country and perhaps even internationally because of this monitoring that's being done before the construction is actually happening. So we feel very fortunate that we're able to get in and see what's the situation like for these animals before they put in the crossing structures.